of the major factors associated with the positive performance of higher education systems internationally is their institutional diversity. I agree with the analysis and conclusion of the recently published National Strategy on Higher Education, otherwise known as the Hunt Report, that there is no case for the creation of any new universities on the basis set out in Section 9 of the Universities Act 1997. However, I also believe that the development of technological universities of equal status and of significant strength and quality within or with their own legislative framework and a distinct mission that is faithful to the ethos of the technological sector would complement our existing universities in meeting the full range of needs of students and wider society. I believe, therefore, that there is a strong merit in the development pathway that has been laid out in the Hunt Report in the strategy for the creation of technological universities. It is important that any process of redesignation would focus on the capacity of amalgamated institutes of technology to meet mission-relevant performance demands. Simply relabelling existing higher education institutions is not an option, and to do so would be to do a grave disservice to the reputation and standing of our system and the needs of our students. The establishment of a technical university will require the enactment of legislation. More immediately, it will also be necessary to publish the detailed performance criteria for a redesignation process, and initial work is underway in developing these criteria. I am committed to publishing these criteria at an early stage. An implementation group has been established and a detailed plan for the overall implementation of the recommendations in the National Strategy Report is being developed. I will consider the scope and time frame for legislative proposals as part of my wider consideration of that implementation plan.
Deputy John Halligan.
Minister, first of all, can I thank you for your kind words in inviting me in my introduction here, and also can I wish you well in the very tough job that you have in the years to come, and I'm sure you do your best. Minister, can I remind you that 4 years ago the former government, through Mary Hanifin, appointed a Dr. Jim Port to assess the case for university status in the South East, and along with that report there were other prominent groups and organisations like SIP2, the Bacon Report, South Eastern Regional Authority, Waterford City Development, Allied Consultants, and politicians from all parties, and particularly politicians in the opposition at the time, which would have been Fine Gael and Labour, who unequivocally stated that it was their opinion that there was an imbalance in the region because of lack of university status. And that imbalance is very straightforward, that the population in the South East region is 450,000. Within a 45-minute radius of the IT as it stands, the population is 267,000, whereas Galway it's 167,000. So the critical mass exists in the South East in Waterford for the university. And I would ask you this, Minister, that if you look at the latest graduate rates, where in Waterford in the South East, people that go into third level education are running at 11.2%, 15.2% nationally and 22% in Dublin. And surely that determines a case for full university status. And also there's another important statistic that I'm sure you're well aware of, Minister, that it has been proven that many people that leave their areas and many people in the South East that have left to go to university education in other areas of the country do not return to where they come from. And my question to you would be, why would you think that the South Eastern region should be any different from the Midwest or the Western region and having full university status?
Minister.
I fully understand and sympathise with the sentiment that has been expressed both in counties Wexford, Carlow and Waterford in relation to the need for a top-level, third-level university institution. However, that has to be balanced with where we are at the present time. We have 7 universities and the DIT, Dublin DIT. There are 10,000 universities in the world. All of our universities, including DIT, come within the top 500 of those universities out of 10,000. It's an extraordinary statistic. And 2 of them, UCD and Trinity, are within the top 100 across the world. Now, we should learn the lessons of what our neighbours did in Britain some years ago in relation to the relabelling, rebranding, changing the names in front of the gates of their polytechnics. And in effect, Britain had devalued the whole concept of university per se by naming or rebranding a whole host of polytechnics, which would be close to but different in many respects to our ITs. So it is not the way to go. It would damage the third level university sector in its entirety, simply, as I said in the official reply, to simply just change the name. In the programme for government and in the Hunt report, a path has been opened up for a technological university. And there are examples of first division technological universities across the world. The one that most easily comes to mind to people here would be MIT, which is a world-class leader. Now, I know the WIT, and I know the deputies from Waterford, and I know the standard that has been achieved there in so many different ways. And I think the WIT should play to its own strengths. And a path is there for the WIT now to pursue, and it is through the technological university structure. There will not be simply another rebranded university for so long as I'm Minister for Education. I want to be honest with the deputies in the House, and I know Deputy Wallace is beside you, and I congratulate you, sir, on your election as well. But we're not going to get anywhere.
Question number 4.
Sir, can I just have a quick...
I'm sorry, we've run out of time, Deputy Halligan. No, sorry, I just can't. I just haven't got the time. Sorry.
My apologies, I gave you too long an answer.
Okay. Deputy, question number 4 in the name of Deputy Brendan Smith.
Budget 2011 introduced by the previous Fianna Fáil Green Party